Hello guys, welcome back to the kingdom. We're on episode 8 now, and I did promise before episode 10 we'd have a gold farm ready, but we're not quite ready yet to do it today. We still need to build the infrastructure to store the items to manage them coming in, because I'm expecting a huge quantity of items from this gold farm, and just throwing minecart through is not going to keep up with it, believe me. So we do need to set up a storage area and just start to plan it out at least. We also need to look at finishing up our mapping out in the nether. So we need to finalise our locations. So we've got things like the desert. You want to go over there to get sand, because I've actually mined out quite a lot of the sand and got TNT from it. So I need to go quite a way to get it now. Also things like a wither skeleton farm. I was looking for a fortress which was suitable to do a farm there. Also looked at a fortress which was suitable for a double blaze spawner. So things like that got to connect up in the nether, and then we can look at finishing off the nice look of the whole part of the nether we're in. Because I'm doing lots of digging today under here mostly, I've been hunting for a little while to get some wither skeleton skulls. So I've actually got 9 now. It took quite a while though, because I was only doing them in a fortress. And there's many ways you can kill a wither. I'm sure you know of plenty of them. There's been so many of them that use glitches and bugs and cobblestone generators and all sorts of really weird things just to try and kill them without any effort, and they're not really in the spirit of the game, so I don't really like doing that myself. No, it's a good fun little thing to watch and it's creative how people do it, but it's not really something I want to do in survival. So we're going to go and do it the opposite way. We're going to do it fun and dramatic. So I've got to collect up a whole load of iron blocks and a load of pumpkins. So we're going to battle withers against iron golems just for fun. Now, it's slightly cheaty I guess if they kill it better than we can. We have got gear though, so it's not like we're not doing it if we don't have to, but it should be quite a lot of fun to watch. And I haven't killed one before just with iron golems in survival. So I'm going to head over to the end, well the end area on the overworld, and set up a place for iron golems, and I'll be right back when I'm ready to show you a nice fun fight. Okay, so we're at the end area, and you can see this little hole here. What I was doing was making the iron golem and pushing it down a hole into a little tiny bit down here. Now it's quite cramped down here and quite loud and quite in your face with weird images of iron golem buttocks and all that. And there's about 50 of them in here. I've got one more skull to put into the centre. We're going to set up one for the moment. So we're just going to leave these guys be and see if they kill it. So on it goes if I can click, and I need to get out. And we'll just see if they defeat the wither or not. I am ready to fight if I need to. I think the golems won. Where's my star? Where did it die? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's get out. And there we are. So 1 star. That was quite good. I think I should try and reset them up again, and we'll go for the other 2 withers. Maybe try and get them both at the same time. Could be fun. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, let's go again then. I've set up 2 more, and I haven't added in any golems at all. Now, I don't want these to crowd the wither when they're spawning, because if you do, then the actual golems get mullered, because they'll like get stuck on top of the wither as it explodes. So leave a little gap between the wither and the golems, so that when this explodes, then they'll be able to get to them, not before. So there's one here and one on the other side, and then I'm going to try and get out. It's going to be very hard. Just going to go for this as quickly as I can. Now I've got to try and get out. Yes. And we'll just see how far they get with it. I may need to intervene. Wow. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's definitely coming up. It was moving. Now, we can see only 1 bar of health, but we don't know if that's if one of them is dead or not, or if one of them isn't. But it's still going. Just about. It's getting quieter. Is that... Oh, and there's another one still alive. I think the golems may have lost. We may have to intervene now. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, still going down. Oh. I just drank my potion as well. Darn. Wow. Let's find that star then. Oh, it's actually opened up into a whole separate place. Oh, there's one star. We just need to find the other one. I'm expecting it's down there somewhere. With the fallen golems, with their little bits of iron everywhere. Oh, there's 2 stars, there we are. So yeah, that's a very nice way of killing withers, I think. I think that's much better than doing cheaty tricks. I don't say this cheated at all. I think it's a very legitimate way of killing a wither, and I hope you agree. So, I'm now going to use these and start making some beacons over at the original place of the world in spawn chunks. I'm going to start doing some mining away, and I'll come back with you with some progress. Okay, so I've been digging for quite a while now, clearing out some of the area, trying to figure out where I want to have my storage. I'm thinking of just doing 3 branches and the back one just to be a different thing altogether for the minecarts coming in and everything else. But doing 3 branches of storage on each side, a bit like the JL server actually, just with the chests going up and around. It's the best way to do it, I think. Very nice and neat. But I need to work out where the slime chunks are down here. Now I know where they're up there, so I'm just going to go the really lazy way, I guess. Instead of trying to work out exactly where they are and work around them, I'm just going to destroy them, because that is the simplest way of doing it, and it makes the most sense on mob farms, because you get 1 or 2 slimes spawning a slime chunk. Now slimes, because they don't despawn unless they go too far away from you, then they're pretty much persistent mobs while you're in the area. So once they spawn, they don't despawn until you leave, which means for a mob farm it gets less and less productive the longer you stay in one area. Eventually you'll just get crammed with hundreds of slime and no hostile mob spawns of any other type. So I've got here, it's just one of my slime chunks here, and we're just going to blow it all up. Now of course, slimes, they don't spawn in slime chunks above level 40, but we're just going to get rid of it anyway, so that I know from anything future I do, I'm just going to avoid anything in that chunk. And also it's nice to have, if I could, I'd blow out all of the underneath for everything, and just have the whole underneath a massive chasm and stuff. Then I can just build things in it freely, but this is the next best thing. So I'm going to go and try and turn these on. And then I've got 2 levers here. It might do them all, might not. And then I've got to get away, so let's see. Woo. I think they went okay. There we are, gone down to bedrock. Now there's not really going to be that much for me to clear up now with my pickaxe. Awesome. Okay, I'll clear this up and then we move on to the next one. Okay, so that slime chunk is cleared up now, and I need something to wall sometime separately, but I'd rather blow up chunks today. So down in here as well, if you just go down here, I've actually gone and cleared up this chunk underneath this bit as well, as there was one. All the way down, there you are. I did that by hand mostly, so that wasn't going to show an explosion. I had to be safe because it's next to the witch farm really. Nah, that's about it. So if we just go over to over here, I'm going to set up 2 slime chunks, almost perfect actually, shot there. Set up 2 slime chunks here because they're close to each other, and because they're the last 2 actually need to blow up to do any sorting systems. Otherwise, no, these are the only 2 that actually affect anything down there. The one beyond that isn't actually mapped out, so I'm only mapped out to about this bit here. And this bit here might be affecting, it might not. Anyway, we'll blow up anyway. So let's get this going. So let's just go with this. And let's wait for it to go down. Whew. Synchronize hole drilling. That sounds wrong. Wait for that to finish. I can still see TNT down there. Oh, now it's changing. It's now loading up. That looks pretty good. most of it's gone off. Pretty good thing. 450 entities. Yeah. Starting to lag out the game a little bit. It's good enough. So I'll clean that up again and then I'll get back to you. Okay, about 10 hours later, I've got a whole load more done. I've cleared out the actual chunks from the slimes. Haven't made them smooth yet, but they're okay for the moment. We've got some lovely lighting bugs in the snapshot as well. It's great. It's not spawn proof or anything else, it's just good enough to get rid of slimes. So this bit here is a lot bigger. I've gone through, I think, 6 pickaxes, and I keep repairing these each time. So yeah, a lot of stuff gone through. And I've sort of been looking at how big I want this place, how big do I need it. And I'm also looking at the sorting systems again. So this actually goes all the way under my iron farm as well. So I was thinking, do I really want to go that far on each branch for storage systems? Not particularly if I don't have to, because otherwise I'm going to start interfering with other farms and it doesn't get very nice. So if we go over here to my witch farm, I've been collecting up a lot of smooth stone, using up all my sticks I've been getting as fuel. So this is where it's all been coming from. I've got loads of smooth stone in here. So that'll be enough to smooth off all those walls out there. And that's what I've been using for a lot of things. So yeah, that's where it's come from. And also on the sorting system, I do like certain designs that are out there. And I've been looking at how many things I want to actually store. So in total, there's around 260, a few more, stackable items in the game. So at the moment anyway, including the flat walls and the colour walls and everything else, all the little bits in 1.6 as well. So they need probably at least a chest each, and I've been looking at systems which do that sort of thing as well, and they're very nice. So they may have, let's say, 4 or 5 chests on each side of a wall and replicating the other side, so maybe 8 or 10 chests per sort of one space across. So having about 260 spaces individually for chests, you can do about 10 per slice, so you only need to do, say, 30 slices to get everything and extra bits as well. So that's maybe 15 here, 15 over there. I may not even want to go over here at all. Just got to think about. But I do have a big problem with all the systems I've been looking at, and it's something that I had a problem with this witch farm as well. And that's that I want an overflow system that works, so that all of their farms and things that I've seen, once they filled up their chests that they go into, they start backing up through the system, and then once they got so far, they then start filling up this bit here, because nothing can go through at all, and then this bit gets overflowed, and then as this gets too many things in, it turns the comparator on, and then it releases items from every single other hopper as well, so basically mucks up all sorting it completely and destroys it. You have to go back and reconfigure it every single time it does that. So that's what I really wanted to avoid completely in this, and if I have farms come into the system, or if I'm chucking cobble and stuff into the system, I don't want it to suddenly break everything. That would be horrendous. So this one I had the overflow, so that if these chests were filled up, it will go through an individual overflow and go out and be disposed of, or go somewhere else. Now that is completely away from these chests, so that, for instance, this one is completely full. Filled up all the way to the top, filled up the hopper behind it, and anything extra goes along the top one and gets disposed of. It doesn't fall, you just had that on, that got disposed of there, whatever was extra. It doesn't go into the next chest, so all of these things are completely independent from the actual stream of items going through. So that's the kind of thing I want to replicate in this big design, and I'm going to do a lot of work playing with that. So we're not going to get that done today. We are going to start looking at how we're going to get the items through and into a load of things. So that is where some more testing comes into it, and then we're going to map out the things in the nether. Okay, so we've seen already in a previous episode that we're getting items through our portal into our spawn chunks here, then we're doing something with them while I'm not in spawn chunks, smelted, cooked, eaten, whatever you want, and then put into sorting systems. So we need to look at how we're actually going to get the items out of things like the minecarts when they come through, because this is quite important. If I'm throwing things through quite quickly, I want to know how fast I can get the items out of it, how fast they're going to go into the system, what's going to happen to them and everything else. I also need to look at how do I deal with multiple minecarts going through. So if I throw a minecart, how do I come back to afterwards? Do I have to come back and manually reset this, or come back and break a minecart or something? Now how do I get more minecarts to come through? I really ideally want it so that I throw through a minecart, there'll be a timer on it or something, it will destroy the minecart, and then you get another one to go through. You can either do that, or you can do things like using cactus. So if a minecart comes through, I've probably got one here, just use one of these for example, that'll go through, breaks, comes into chest. That's a way of doing it, and all the other items burst out everywhere and come through hoppers. Now that's okay, we're going to need some hoppers anyway to get items from the actual portal coming through, that come into the hoppers like so, and get into the system. That's okay, but the problem is with cactus, and the same with the lava trick, if you just use a lava to break the cart, there is a chance of losing some items, and if I start sending through things like diamond pickaxes and such, I don't really want a chance of that at all. And it's not very often it happens, but you do lose bits now and then, it seems, in my tests. So I don't really want to do that, that's not really a good idea. So I'll look at a different way of doing it. So instead of something in a test world, we'll have a look at that. Okay, so I split this example up into a couple of little bits so you can understand each section, and then I'll join them together in the Let's Play. So when your minecart comes through with the items in, you can get items out a couple of different ways. You can either burst it and then grab them just from the floor, like you would normal items. You can use hoppers to pull them through, so put things into there, they go through to the chest. Now that's okay, but the chest minecart will need to stay here for quite a while for it to be completely emptied. I think they go over the middle, then they go out even faster because they go over 2 hoppers at once. But it's a bit dodgy there, and I don't really want to be doing that. That's a bit too slow. It's going to take quite a while for a whole minecart to be emptied, and that's not particularly great. So to stop this minecart from going for a sec. So we can use a different trick. So with hopper minecarts, you can pull items through a block. So such as a block in there, we put a minecart there, block's gone, goes into here. Now, using this principle, we're going to make a really fast way of moving things from the cart. So I did play with this in a live stream a little while ago, and since then I've been playing with it some more. So you get one there. Now, you can always place more than one. So place a whole load of them there. No, it doesn't matter how many you do. 10, 20 or something, doesn't really matter too much, as long as they stay there. So if I pull this thing over now, we'll see that this will empty a lot faster than just one. Look how fast that's taking out. That's really, really quick. Now, it's not the best thing because it's going to take the items out of this very, very fast. But down here, as there's only one hopper, you can only move items one at a time. So these in here will start filling up, filling up, filling up, and then take a while to drain through. So this bit is in effect a buffer to get items out of this and then start getting it into the system, and then just dribble them in as it goes. So it'll take a while to empty out of this. So if you keep sending loads and loads through that are full, you have some problems, but there should be enough here to keep quite a lot happy for the meantime. So that's all good in getting the items out of it. What do you do with the minecart afterwards? Now, if you have this here, you might want to have another section here so that the next one along would get the stuff taken out as well, and keep going until you get tons of the carts here, and then you don't want to have them anymore, you come and break them. I don't really want that. So I played with a different way of doing this so that I've just got a arsenal latch here up to a dispenser. So what's going to happen here, if I just represent a minecart being on its final stage, say here, I have a dispenser on the end of that with some arrows in. Now this would come from a skeleton farm, which I have, well, I can go and make one very, very quickly. Get some arrows. Now these would last a very, very long time, so I'm not really bothered about using arrows for this thing. What happens is this minecart will come on a detector rail after it comes through the portal, like so. It's going to start a timer. Yep, it's going to start a timer. So this is going to then unlock this hopper here. It's going to go through, send a pulse to this. It's going to reset the latch. It's then going to send a double pulse to the minecart because you need to fire twice at the minecart in quick succession to break it. That minecart then can just go through a hopper or to be sucked through here. So if you put a thing there, you see it goes through. And then we're happy there. And also add an extra thing to it so that the chest I'm using to add things into it, no, this can be full, this can be full, and I can look at maybe this chest and say if this chest is empty, now I've still got a long time to wait for this to be emptied as well, but it's going to be a little indicator that I may need to refill it sometime. Just a little extra thing I thought I'd add on that. So in my Let's Play, I'm going to add this all together into one thing. Now because I'm doing this and it's being quite a way, let me say it a bit easier there, I can move this away from the portal, because I don't need to worry about using lots of space or anything else, I can have the portal say over here, come along here with the detector rail, and then come to here. I can make it completely separate from the normal item sorting sort of hoppers everywhere from the gold farm. So the gold farm's going to spray items everywhere, and so this can be nice out of the way. I can separate the systems and it'll be very nice. So I'm going to build this in Let's Play now, and I'll be back to show you the result. Okay, so welcome to Mark 1 of the car emptier. There are 20 hopper minecarts in there, so collective input of what are they actually there, 5 or 6 each, so that's like 100 stacks. Got a one minecart here, which is going to demonstrate it's going to go in. Now this snapshot is really lagging for me now. There's some sort of problems with it, some really bad ones, so it's a bit weird for me at the moment. Minecarts come through, doesn't matter which side they come through, they will come through to this bit here. They're powered from above, so they're not going to lock the hoppers, so that's all good. So anything else that comes through will get sorted into these two chests here. This chest at the end has its own separate little string from the actual unloader. So down here I've got it right next to the edge of the spawn chunks, and this bit here is right at the edge, so we're only a couple of blocks inside of it, and the redstone will all work because it's in spawn chunks. So detectors here, this is going to put the signal down to the RS NOR latch. Unlock this, let it go through. I've only got a stack of cobble in here, just a quick rough timer because I have not tested how long it takes to get this cart emptied. Could be a couple of seconds, could be a little longer, I don't know. We have to adjust this otherwise, and this is just nice leeway either way. So this thing sends the pulse through, changes the RS NOR latch back to off, sends this pulse up here, just a little bit of vertical wiring up there, goes to the pulses on the actual dispenser, and that's about it. And on there, if I just go up there, it's got the dispenser in there. It's not got many arrows, so it hasn't got the indicator on, and I've just got the indicator looking at the hopper underneath it, not the chest itself. Just a little bit less on that, but yeah, that's just the principle. So let's see if it works on this. We're going to send it through and just hopefully see that unloads properly. So it goes on there. Now that should start timing, and that should start unloading as well. Now if I get up there, can I get up there in time? I don't know. So from here, we're going to look at the minecart. The minecart's going to be empty almost now. Okay, that's done. We've still got a few in there leeway. That's pretty good timing. Now will it get it out? And now will it actually be inside the chest? Well, it's got to get through all these first, because this is going to hold up the minecarts for a very long time, and I can't even select them in there. So eventually they will come out here. That's going to be a whole chest worth, and the cart and the rest. So that's the principle. Let's wait for that to actually come through just to check that it's all there. Okay, that works now. Okay, before it was actually getting stuck on top, because for a hopper minecart to pull things through a block, they need to be in the center, they can't be on the edge. So what's happening was that it was being broken and staying around this bit here, and it wasn't being pulled through the whole block. So I changed it for a hopper, and it works well now. That's good, everything works completely fine. Now just note, as there is 20 of them down there, there is 100 slots that they can use, so 100 stacks. Now to fill that up, just to give you an idea, you need to have 4 full chest minecarts to come through and be all put in pretty much one after another, because they're 27 stacks per go, so there'll be 108 altogether. So you could just about fill it up if you put 4 through pretty much one after another. And if you're going to be mining stuff and putting them in chests and doing that, you're going to need to mine very, very, very fast to do that. So it goes through completely fine. Now there is faster ways to get it out of the actual furnace minecarts, not furnace minecarts, hopper minecarts there. If you had a way of just putting it straight into a dispenser underneath them, they could funnel them in as fast as they wanted to, or a chest underneath. Well, a dispenser would be better. Just put it through a dispenser and then have it so that you would pulsate the dispenser all the time, so that as soon as the items come in, they would spit them all out and it would just spray items everywhere. So that'd be a fast way of doing it, I guess. You could do it, but that's only getting it out the carts, and to be honest, like I said, you need 4 whole minecarts straight away from each other to fill it up. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, so that's completely fine. That takes a little while to unload. So next thing I'll do is map up the rest of my portals that I think I'm going to need for the moment, and then we're going to jump onto something a little bit special, a little bit fun, to finish off the video, I think. So, see you in a minute. Okay, so here's my chosen double blaze spawner. We're at these coordinates if you are interested. We're quite a way away from everything else. Spent quite a while looking for this. It's near the end portal kind of direction. So we've got two here, which are quite close to each other. Perfect for a double blaze spawner. And I've got my fire resistance on for a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do for a double blaze spawner when I get to that point of needing it. 2 is much more fun than 1. So also, because I want to do a wither farm as well, you've got to look for a good concentration of cross sections. So this one is a cross section. Then we've got this one here is in a cross section as well. And then there's also another cross section here and a wither skelly. Ouch. So yeah, there's 3 cross sections there in a row, which is really, really good. So I am tempted to do a wither skeleton farm here as well. Now, if I'm doing 2 farms in one place, it could be really good so that I could blast out the whole area, because this is a really kind of not a great area to have. You see down there, there's a fortress, and that's another place I could have the farm itself, but I don't really want to go over there. That's where I got the horse armor from, actually. This is a new generated fortress, so if you're playing the siege you may not get it actually. So yeah, that's the idea so far. I may do a wither farm over here, but I need to get out of here now, but it's very, very loud. I'm about to lose my resistance. So I'll meet you back at the next little place, I guess. Out of curiosity, I made a portal at the other place, came through the overworld. We're quite a long way away from where we are now on the overworld distance wise, and there's some horses. So I may come back and grab some now and then, I don't know. I don't really want to play with them yet though, because of the whole glitching, duplicating items and stuff. I don't want to be anyway involved with that. I don't want to play with that until it's actually fixed. So when it is, I'll grab them probably and bring them over. So yeah, horses are available. Back we go. Okay, because we're a little bit short on time today to cram in all these things at once, I can't bear to leave this place with you guys thinking I've just sat here and destroyed a load of things today, made it messy, you know, kind of made it worse than it looked already. And I thought, no, we'll put something back then, we'll make it look a bit better before the end, keep it on a nice high note. So I did ask a couple of days ago about if anyone knew how to do a 4x4 double piston door thing, and some other bits on top of that. So that was actually relating to here. So up there in the witch farm, if you just go up there. Okay, so I wanted a 4x4 opening door around here somewhere, or just the other side of this on the normal space, not inside the witch farm at all. So I could just hit a button and then go plummeting down right near the center, and that would be a really nice thing to do. And then where we hit the roof of that bit down there, we would then have a 4x4 opening door, sort of upside down trapdoor. So this would open, I'd fall down, that would open, I'd fall through it, and then there'd be a full reset at the bottom. So I really wanted some kind of a water drop with a 4x4 double extending piston thing to push you back up the surface. So you fall down, land, get pushed back up, and then you keep walking, no fall damage at all. Now, a couple of people have been trying to do the whole thing, and I'm really appreciating people looking at that, because I'm not one of those redstones that can do that sort of crazy stuff. I can do a 2x2 version, so I will do that if no one else can do one in a way that I really want for this. So we have to look forward to that, and I will link you to that video if you want to have a little go or see my kind of idea on that. So there is a thing with this, since I went and blocked this all off, or whether these objective signs and things will be moved later on in another episode. They are not forgotten. So I keep coming in here to come down here. So I've been going down here just ender pearling. So until I get that sort of trapdoor stuff, I have to keep ender pearling the whole time. So the more annoying thing is that I did block this up to make it look nice. So I keep having to ender pearl against this bit here, and then coming back into the actual farm itself from the outside. So I don't really want to keep doing that. So another thing I did ask for was if anyone had a good design for a 4x4 door. So I actually want a door in this sort of bit here. Now I said 4x4, but it's actually 15 wide, so it's an odd number. So I need a 3 or a 5. Now I don't think a 5 flush door will fit in this sort of area. So I'm going to have a look again at some more designs and see if I can find one which meets my needs. And then I get back to you and I'll sit and build it. So, be right back. Okay, so I had a really hard time finding a door which still actually worked, let alone one that I liked. But I did find this one and I do really like it. It's by Mini Peps 56. Tiny little amount of views on it, so I'm really ashamed that it hasn't got much attention at all, because it's a really nice little door and it's only going to be 4 by 9 by 9, so it's going to be really small. I'm going to put it into here. Now I am going to change this bottom bit eventually so that lamps are all on the bottom bit, not on the side like this, because the levers on the inside do look pretty disgusting and I don't like it. So that's okay for this door because it wouldn't work with all the lamps right next to it. It just wouldn't work. So I'm going to build it now, and then if you want a tutorial on that separately, because the tutorial is actually in French, so I'll link you to, I might do one separately just to see that it got some views. Maybe give me a say on that if you want to see that or not. It's a shame that it hasn't got many views at all. So I'm going to build it in here and I'll be back to you after I've wired it up and it's all done. So what do you think about this? If I just send on here, hit the button, comes door, that's quite nice. Walk through door, door closes, walk back, door opens. I think it's okay. So what I've done here is added a couple of things together which I really like. The 3x3 flush door is really nice, and then I've got Alex W9988's little double extending piston here, and I'll flick onto Creative World just to show you how that worked very quickly, and it will be linked in the description as well. Sadly it's not tileable anymore, but it does work for this. So I've got this just revealing a button. The button goes down here just to a normal T flip-flop here, and also the other side the pressure plates come down to T flip-flop here. Activate the bottom bit and the rest is all just the door bit, and I've covered up the rest and put some lamps in extra. That's all I've done. Quite hard to get working, but it works very nicely. And I can just cover this bit up now so you can't see anything above ground. Now the whole point of this, last series I was doing this as well for a different type of door, so that mobs and things couldn't set off my door when I didn't want it to. I didn't want to have like a button somewhere because that's a bit annoying. This kind of blends in. For the moment it's going to do. So sit there, and even if a mob gets on this, they can't actually open the door fully. They need someone else to hit that button as well, otherwise nothing happens. So I'm very pleased with this, and it's the door that I actually found the nicest looking when it opened and closed, a nice sequence, not like a funny irregular one. So I'm really pleased with that. So we jump onto the Creative World, I'll just give you a quick look at that and then we'll be finished for today. Okay, so this is on Mini Pep's little download for the door. As you can see, it's very smooth opening and closing, and what I like about it most is that it is that smooth. It's not irregular, it hasn't got random bits coming in and out. It's very nice, and also the top, the actual redstone on the top of it is really small, so you can put a roof just on that and you're completely fine, which is what I did on my one. So that's very nice. A lot of the other designs that did still work had a massive thing up the top, and I really didn't want that. So props to him. Also props to Alex and this double extending piston. I slightly adapted it to what he's done. So this bit here is just showing you as a 1. Now I changed it a little bit, tiny bit to make it work fully. So this will do a double extending piston, and it just has a timer going round, letting it go down and then letting it go back up automatically, and that's great. But if you do spam this a bit, you can get it so that the piston actually gets stuck, and I'm going to be able to do it now on camera. Okay, I got it stuck, and that's just how the pistons now update in 1.5, so just it doesn't work as good as it used to. They're updating weird orders. So how I fix this was just to put a torch there and reset the pistons, and from then on you can't actually spam it out anymore. So what I was doing was just going straight back on top of it, and then it would break it. But because of this torch, it then resets it afterwards anyway, so that's completely foolproof now, I hope. So yeah, that is the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed today. Next time we're going to go on to building the gold farm, at least starting it. It should be pretty epic. So if you haven't liked the video, please give it a like, and I'll see you next time, guys.